Hey there, welcome. This is Wildreader's thoughts, comments, reaction and recommendation corner of manhwa stories. I've observed a lot of you are interested in this kind of genre, so here is another set of ongoing and completed mature manhwas you might be interested to read. Enjoy! Master has chosen my husband candidate. Lena has been counting the days until she comes of age. This is all to finally confess her feelings to Nix, her teacher, so that he can become her husband instead of her guardian. But on her long-awaited birthday, Nix suddenly vanishes without a trace, and 5 years pass in the blink of an eye. Lena dutifully tends to Nix's store while waiting for his return. Then one day, out of the blue, she receives an absurd letter from Nix that says he'll be sending prospective husbands her way that he has carefully sought out and selected during his absence. All Lena wants is for Nix to come home, but surely it couldn't hurt to play around with these candidates in the meantime, right? Comedy, reverse harem and smut, and may come with pseudo-incest. Where are you running off to? Being bothered by the loud sexual noises coming from her neighbor's apartment for the last few days, Ji-sun cursed and said, "If you like it so much, why not turn yourself into a dildo?" After being robbed of her precious time, Ji-sun finally fell into a deep sleep. On the next day, hearing a knock on her door, Ji-sun opens her eyes. Yet, she didn't see anyone, but then suddenly she looked down, a dildo suddenly yells, "What the heck did you do?" Hilarious. Sexy and uncensored, though the ML is trash. Let's separate public and private. Dabi hates Han Jungyeon, a researcher at the same company. It's not only because he has a zero-flexibility personality that rubs people every now and then, but he was also the worst blind date she had in college. However, while on a business trip together, Jungyeon finds out the dildo that was in Dabi's luggage. Jungyeon places a condition on Dabi, who asks him to forget it ever happened, by granting him anything he wants. Enemies to lovers smut, an experienced female-led and innocent male lead. Although, you might question some of the things the female lead will do, but shoot your shot. Destructive desires. As a lonely orphan and a corporate heir, the lives of Seo Yeonu and Lee Sokan couldn't be any more different. Due to this, Yeonu has been unable to refuse Sokyeon's advances to be his sex partner. But as Sokyeon's grandfather was the one to take Yeonu in when she was orphaned, the guilt of sleeping with her savior's grandson weighs heavily on her mind. No longer wanting to become a burden to Sokyeon's family, Yeonu decides to pack her bags and run far away. But just when everything seems okay, Yeonu learns that she has an unexpected baby on the way. Unexpected baby? Running away, count me in. Anyway, I'm just here for the drama and the smut. Polar attraction. Swept up in a housing swindle, Bia and Chongchik end up as unlikely roommates, but Bia has a secret that doesn't bode well for her tricky co-ed housing situation. When Chongchik wakes up one night to find her straddling him, completely naked, she admits to being able to see ghosts, needy, horny ones with very specific bodily needs. With ghosts flocking to their room every night, the two newly met strangers must figure out a way to fend them off. Love the plot, but the main problem here is consent, so that really turns me off. Hope that changes though. Feel as much as you know. They were a perfect couple except for sex. One day, Ah Yeon and her exchanged souls, and at that very moment there was a man who made her orgasm for the first time in my life. Trigger warning, cheating is present here. There is so much drama revolving around the plot, so beware. A sip of poison. A slave can never go against their master. Every slave knows that, so Baek has resigned herself to her fate as a lowly servant. She's determined to keep her head low to survive, and it looks like she'll be able to spend her days trapped in the all-too-familiar, safe cycle of labor. That is, until the day her master brings an unexpected guest into the house. Baek Ha instantly knows that this man is dangerous, his eyes are full of an unfamiliar madness. There's a poison in his gaze, and Baek Ha must do everything to make sure she doesn't get addicted to it. I like the beginning a lot more than I like how it's going. The weird, pampered, slave catering to the hurt nobleman? I like that, it's decent enough to read and it's short. Girlfriend for hire. They say unhealthy attachments are the root of most problems. Kim Luna knows this because she's attached to many things, her toxic ex-boyfriend, her kind but unavailable psychiatrist, and most of all, her opulent lifestyle that she lost after her family went into debt. So when she meets Moon Sung-yeon while working as a girlfriend for hire, it's no surprise that another unhealthy relationship begins between them, except this one may have deeply troubling consequences. The storyline is surprisingly good. It's a bit painful to read, it's angsty, dark. It's twisted and fluffy feeling altogether. Peach sorbet. Mo is in a pinch. Her friends are asking about her non-existent sex life, but she'd rather die than admit that she's a virgin. In a hurry, she makes up a haphazard lie. Yeah, she's had sex before. With a really hot imaginary guy called Yura. Not only is he ripped, well hung, but he also happens to be very, very real. When faced with the real Yura, there's only one thought in Moa's mind. She needs to make her lie become a truth. This is a funny smut manhwa, so enjoy the art and the punchlines. Huangan. Eun-woo quietly worked as a court lady and hoped to become a Jimel Sanging, a servant exclusive to the royal family. After 15 years of court life, she finally receives the favor of the crown prince. After getting drunk, the prince visited Eun-woo just once. But he keeps thinking of her. This is a story about Lee Yun, a lonely but outstanding crown prince, and court lady Eun-woo, who wanted to live a simple life. While reading this, you should bear in mind that this story is tagged as historical, so some actions related to women equality and fair treatment is definitely non-existent here. But this is really a good story to read.